You told me I should wear your ring. You told me she was just a fling. You said you were a one-gal guy. Well, you said enough, now say goodbye. You talk and talk about your love and how there's no one else above, and how you didn't mean to lie. Well, you said enough, now say goodbye. I don't want to, but the thing I gotta do is walk away. 'Cause if I don't leave, I'll start believing something else you say. I hear you're coming home to stay. Well, I heard the same thing yesterday. Well, hear me now and don't ask why. You said enough, now say goodbye. Hello, dreamers. Hi, Scott Brandon. Watching from Canada. Hi, Sandy DeStefano. Hi, David Kress. Hi, Slow Twitch Muscle, watching from Twitch. Hi, Ilana Dudasic. I don't want to, but the thing I gotta do is walk away. 'Cause if I don't leave, I'll start believing something else you say. I hear you're coming home to stay. Well, I heard the same thing yesterday. Well, hear me now and don't ask why. You said enough, now say goodbye. You said you were a one-gal guy. You said enough, now say goodbye. 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 And hello, welcome to episode 51. Hi, I'm Kat Edmonson. That's me. I was on a 40-city tour celebrating the release of my new record, Dreamers Do, when the pandemic struck. Tour was cut short, so now I'm performing from my living room every Sunday night, singing my songs and your requests. It's the Kat Edmonson Show. Everybody. You Said Enough, Now Say Goodbye is the song that we started with. I wrote it and recorded it on my album, The Big Picture. This next song, did I say next? This next song is one that I didn't write, but I recorded it for my most recent album, Dreamers Do. This is In a World of My Own. How are you doing this week? It's so good to see you. Hi, Kevin Walter. Hi, Kimberly McCollum, watching from Austin, Texas. Ready to go? Cats and rabbits would reside in fancy little houses and be dressed in shoes and hats and trousers. In a world of my own, all the flowers would have very extra special powers. They could sit and talk to me for hours there'd be new birds, lots of nice and friendly howdy-do birds. Everyone would have a dozen bluebirds within that world of my own. I could listen to a babbling brook and hear a song that I could understand. I keep wishing it could be that way, because my world would be a wonderland. Does anybody remember who wrote the lyrics to this song? This is Rob Schwimmer on theremin. Who wrote the lyrics to this song? Hi, Abner Lucas. Hi, Ilana Dudasic. Hi, Samantha Anderson, watching from Arizona. Hi, Toledo TV. Hi, Lynn Sandeman. There be new birds, lots of nice and friendly howdy-do birds. Everyone would have a dozen bluebirds within that world of my own. I could listen to a babbling brook and hear a song that I could understand. I keep wishing it could be that way, because my world would be a wonderland. Ooh. Ooh. Our dear friend Rob Schwimmer, who played keyboards and Haken Continuum on the album Dreamers Do, graced us with that beautiful theremin solo. Dreamers Do. The lyrics were written by Oliver Wallace in 1949. If you can name the movie that the song was in, the first person that will do it, I'll send you a signed Dreamers Do CD. We haven't done a giveaway in a long time. And I'd love for you to hear this album if perhaps you haven't, or if maybe someone you love hasn't heard it. The music was written by one of my favorite composers, Sammy Fain. Hi, Gary Snyder. Hi, Michael Kennedy. Oh, he got it. Sammy Fain and Oliver Wallace. Well, there you go, Michael. We're going to get in touch with you. If you can coordinate with Michael and get Michael's address, we'll send you a signed Dreamers Do album this week. Hi, Simon Waldrum. Watching from England, says it's pretty late there, but I really like your show, so I try to stay up for it any week I can. I'm so glad you like the show, Simon, and I'm glad you've joined us. Hi, Isabel Gonzalo. She's having a conversation with another dreamer online, David Kress. Well, everybody, I happen to know, just from social media, that Isabel Gonzalo is looking forward to a birthday soon. So I want you to help me celebrate her birthday with this song that I wrote. This is also from my album, The Big Picture. And it's called Who's Counting? Hi, Leslie Krause. Hi, Carl Krause. Hi, Vernette and Jim Richmond. It's great to see y'all. Searching for something to which I can relate. Standing in a long line at the third departure gate. Your first or your last, it's still hurry up and wait. Crossing the ocean ain't no ordinary thing. 5,000 miles on a gigantic missile with wings. 1 minute to take off and the captain bell dings. I've got three decades as Sue and Jim's daughter. And it's been 4 years. 4 years I've been singing in the halls. We've shared two anniversaries together. But who's counting, babe? Who's counting the tallies on the wall? Ooh, who's counting, baby? Who's counting anything at all? 'Cause age is just a number, right? We try to be right, we try to be good, and we try to be strong. It's never enough, it's always too much, and there's still something wrong. And yet in the meantime, we just keep moving along. That's Dan Higgins. On clarinet. It's been one entire life of miscalculations, and so many times that I've dropped the ball. We don't know how many days we have here that we're not promised. So who's counting, babe? Who's counting the things that might befall? Ooh, who's counting, baby? Who's counting anything at all? Who's counting anything at all? Who's counting anything at all? Anything at all? Who's counting 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 anything at all? Anything at all. Rich Pedersen says, happy birthday, Isabel. And Michael Kennedy and David Kress and Thomas and Lester. Hi, Nancy DeForest. It's great to see y'all. Watching from the Woodlands in Texas. Hi, Terry McFadden Abrams. Wishing Isabel a happy birthday from Palm Beach. Hi, Monica Govan. Hi, Tammy Hoffman. I noticed that we had somebody that I didn't recognize earlier in the show. It wasn't Michael Tobin, watching from England. Hi, Di Kosaba. Everybody, you can purchase your ticket for tonight's show by going to cat.live. It's pay what you will, and every contribution you make, large or small, goes to making this show possible every week. And we're here this week because you made a contribution last week, and we thank you. Hi, Bob Pownell, watching from Maryland. John McClure. Hi, Miguel Miranda. Hi, Charlotte and George McCarthy. Hi, Brian T. and Salvador Iglesias. Hi, Zachary Springer. I'm looking for this person that said they'd missed all 50 previous episodes. Well, you who identify as that, thank you for tuning in. We've had so much fun with the show since we started it last March. And yes, this is the 51st episode of the Cat Edmonson Show. So more often than not, we've been here on Sunday nights, celebrating with you all and getting to know you all, and finding consolation in trying times and difficult times, unsure times, as these have been. Speaking of which, another one of our dreamers, Paul McDonald, who's tuning in from Brisbane, Australia, just lost his sister. And Paul, we're so sorry for your loss. And we're thinking of you and the wonder that is life. And I want to sing this song for you and for your sister and for your family tonight in dedication to you. This is Lucky. It's morning where Paul is. Happiness feels like this, your heart upon your sleeve. There's a place in time and space where we can all be free. So meet me at the rainbow's end. We don't even have to pretend that we know what it is we're looking for. We're looking for. Life is just a dream. Oh, lucky you. Lucky, lucky me. Life is just a dream. Lucky you. Lucky, lucky me. I wrote this song with Kevin Lovejoy. And that's him whistling. Have you found higher ground, or are you lost at sea? Or do you know where you go is where I want to be? So cast your troubles into the sky. They can be the stars in our eyes, and we can count them all another day from far away. Life is just a dream. Oh, lucky you. Lucky, lucky me. Life is just a dream. Lucky, lucky me. It's been an eventful week for me. I too lost somebody this week. A a friend and a musician that I played with for a long time, Scott Laningham, a wonderful drummer who I started playing with in Austin, Texas. And I'm still absorbing the news. I don't quite believe it yet. But this grief causes me to think about how strange life is. Everything, just the fact that we're here is simply a miracle seeming. But the fact that we come and go and so often unexpectedly. Scott was a wonderful guy. Thank you, Tacey Heald. Hi, Kathy Ray Stanley. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, y'all. I saw some wonderful things happen this week, though. A dear friend of mine, she's like a sister to me, graduated from a long, extensive program that she was studying. And I'm very proud of her. And I want to dedicate this song to my friend Z tonight. This is All the Way. I wrote this with Steve Elliott, who's playing on this guitar track, and also accompanying us is Val McCallum. Don't feel bad, I'm so glad that you are here tonight. Sometimes we lose our way. Take a ride with me, forget yesterday. Way up high and way down low, most things we can't control, but you don't walk alone. Wherever I may be, there you have a home. If you forget the wonder that you are, I will remind you. And if you lose yourself, don't worry, darling, I'll know where to find you. I'm right behind you, all the way. Da 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 dum, da 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 dum, way up high. Oh, da 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 dum, da 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 da, way down low. If you forget the wonder that you are, I will remind you. And if you lose yourself, don't worry, darling, I know where to find you. I'm right behind you, all the way. I'm right behind you, all the way. Ooh. I love you, Z. Kevin Walter asks, what was Scott's last name again, and do I have a link to his work? Aaron, could you help us out with that? Scott's last name was Laningham, and he just released, about 2 days before his passing, some new music, some really wonderful music. In fact, Scott was in a place of being quite prolific, and he was really inspired and he had all of these gigs lined up and shows, and very much that he was looking forward to. And I take some consolation in the fact that he passed away at a time that he was so inspired and so beloved by people in the community, other musicians, and his wonderful family, who I send all of my love to right now. Hi, Kelly Golightly. Thank you. Thank you all. You know, as I mentioned, we've been together in this show, celebrating and also through difficult times. And the wonderful thing is, I always feel your support. And please know that you have mine. Thank you, Toledo TD. Here's a song that I wrote that's on my album, Old Fashioned Gal. It's called Canoe. On such a night in June, beneath a silver moon, they shared a boat for two, canoe. Across a glassy lake, their little boat did skate, and little sound they made at all. And for a little atmosphere, the crickets serenaded, and a few indulging mosquitoes got quite inebriated. They paddled quietly under a canopy where no one else could see a thing. That's Matt Ray on piano. Do we have a picture of Matt Ray? This is Matt Ray, everybody. Hey, Matt. And as they started to express their mutual attraction, many local residents were having a reaction. Yes, all the fervid fireflies were lighting their cabooses, and concerted katydids buzzing like cazooses. They paddled quietly under a canopy where no one else could see a thing. On such a night in June, beneath the silver moon, they shared a boat for two, canoe. I see that Mike Cornrich has a request, and I don't know if we have accompaniment for it. Aaron, do we have The Nearness of You? Hi, Angus Lowton. He likes cazooses. Why, thank you. Now, somebody's watching from YouTube that commented that I am awesome. And I can't pronounce your name. Please forgive me, but I'm so glad that you're tuned in and that you're watching. Tell us where you're watching from. Thanks, Abner Lucas. Do I have The Nearness of You? No. I'll just do it off the cuff. It's not the pale moon that excites me. that thrills and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It's not your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms and I feel you so close to me, all my wildest dreams come true, they do. I need no soft lights to enchant me, if only you grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you. Hoagy Carmichael wrote that song, and boy, didn't he write a great one. But who wrote the lyrics to The Nearness of You? Can anybody tell us? Hi, Carrie Logan, watching from Seabrook, Texas. Lynn Sandeman likes Jane Monheit's The Nearness of You, too. Jane is great. I know her, and I like her a lot. And I'll tell her you said it, Lynn. Hi, Jerry Grant. Hi to you and Sheila. I'm so glad you bought your ticket for tonight. Everybody, you can purchase your ticket for tonight by going to cat.live. And you know what else? When you go to cat.live, you'll find lots of links to my website and various places, including my shop. And if you were watching last week on our Mother's Day special, we were doing a promotion of our friend, A New Mother, who is Asian American. And in celebration of her and in support of her, we asked her to suggest a charity that we could donate the profits from our merchandise to. And she suggested Asian Americans Advancing Justice. Now we're going to extend this promotion this week as well. We've had some success with it, and we just want to keep it going because at this point, why stop? So all of your purchases of my mugs, Cat Edmonson Show mugs, which you see me drinking out of every week, and our tote bags, the Cat Edmonson Show tote bag, will go toward Asian Americans Advancing Justice. If you're thinking about making a purchase, this week is the best time. Chi Nguyen designed the merchandise. Hi, Chris David. Hi, Kevin Walter. Ned Washington wrote the lyrics to that beautiful Hoagy Carmichael song. All right, so you all know how much I love Turner Classic Movies. And this last week, they were celebrating Fred Astaire's birthday. And you also know how much I absolutely adore Fred Astaire. I happened to be on the phone with my dear friend, Fred Allred. Now, I want to give you some background about Fred because he's very special to me. Fred owns a record store in Houston, Texas called All Records. And this is a very well-known record store in Houston. And it's been around for decades. Now, Fred has recently had some health issues, and he was in the hospital, but I'm so thrilled that he's back home now and recovering, and he's doing all right. And when he and I spoke on the phone this week, he told me that he had been watching A Damsel in Distress. This is a fantastic movie that Fred Astaire starred in. It came out in 1937. And George and Ira Gershwin wrote all of the music for A Damsel in Distress. How cool is that? So you know it's going to be a good musical. George Stevens directed it. George Stevens has turned out to be one of my favorite directors. You know his work from Gunga Din, from Giant. One of my favorite films that's lesser known is The More the Merrier. This is a fantastic romantic comedy with Jean Arthur. But in my opinion, it's more than a romantic comedy because it expresses what people were going through during the war, and World War II, that is. And I find it quite poignant, very touching film. To me, that film doesn't want for anything. It has everything that a cinema lover might want, including great cinematography, great writing, wonderful dialogue, and fantastic acting. But George Stevens was such a wonderful director. And it wasn't until I watched that movie that I put it together that he had made all of these other great films. Well, he directed Fred Astaire in the movie Swing Time with Ginger Rogers. So around the time when Fred was making all of these pictures with Ginger, I believe it was after Swing Time, the box office receipts were going down. And they noticed that their popularity was waning. Granted, Fred and Ginger were still very popular at the time, and this was in the late 1930s, mid to late 1930s. But they realized that perhaps the wave that they were riding was subsiding a bit. So Fred asked RKO, the studio in which he was contracted to, if he could make a film without Ginger. Incidentally, and apparently, Ginger was on board with this, and RKO lined up a picture for Fred and a picture for Ginger. Ginger went and made a film called Stage Door, starring Katharine Hepburn, Lucille Ball, and Olivia de Havilland, who passed away recently at 100 years old, or maybe she was over 100. Does anyone remember? But Fred went on to make this musical, A Damsel in Distress. It takes place in London. Now, the film was made in 1936 or 37. It was made in 1937, and as I mentioned, George and Ira wrote all the music for it. The reason why this picture even came about was because George Gershwin wanted it to be made. I'm going to sing several songs from this picture, and some of them you will know, and maybe some of them will be new to you. I'm going to start with perhaps, well, one of the most well-known. This is Nice Work If You Can Get It. I'm going to start with a verse, Aaron, and then we'll go into the song. Okay, a cappella. The man who only lives for making money lives a life that isn't necessarily sunny. Likewise, the man who works for fame, there's no guarantee that time won't erase his name. Oh, the fact is, the only work that really brings enjoyment is the kind that is for girl and boy. Men fall in love, you won't regret it. That's the best work of all if you can't get it. Yeah. This is Roy Dunlap on piano. Holding hands at midnight 'neath the starry sky. Oh, nice work if you can get it, and you can get it if you try. Strolling with the one boy, sighing sigh after sigh. Oh, nice work if you can get it, and you can get it if you try. Just imagine someone waiting at the cottage door, where two hearts become one, who can ask for anything more? Loving one who loves you, and taking that vow. Nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how? Roy Dunlap. Toledo TD said Olivia de Havilland lived to 104. Just imagine someone waiting at the cottage door, where two hearts become one, who can ask for anything more? Loving one who loves you, and taking that vow. Nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how? That's right. So speaking of Olivia de Havilland, her sister was Joan Fontaine. I'm sure many of you know that. Olivia de Havilland had a sister who was also very famous, Joan Fontaine. Now, she was 19 years old when she starred in this film with Fred Astaire, A Damsel in Distress. And it was a few years more before everybody knew her name. I think one of the next films that she starred in was Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca. That's right. Olivia de Havilland passed away in July. 104 years old. That's tremendous. Carl Kraus says, "We look forward to Sunday evenings and your beautiful music. Thank you for everything you've done." Oh, being involved in showbiz myself, live theater. Wonderful, Carl. I can really appreciate your struggles during this pandemic and admire how you and Aaron have kept the ball rolling. I hope you continue to do these shows. We would so miss them if you ever stopped. I'll tell you what, Carl, I love doing these shows, and I don't plan to stop doing them. I shall mention, though, and regretfully so, next week and the following week, we will not have Cat Edmonson shows. I have some other things coming up that I will be able to announce later on, but please know, if I could, I would be here. But next week and the following week, there will be no Cat Edmonson show. If you're just dying to watch the Cat Edmonson show, though, you know you can always tune into our archives, which are on YouTube and Facebook. And I think the last episodes always stay up on Twitter. You might be able to see some others. Do you know about that, Aaron? So you can go to those sites and watch all the previous episodes and kind of be satisfied that way. A Damsel in Distress. So it's really interesting. George was extremely excited about this film and wanting this musical to be made, and he didn't live to see it come out. They were in the middle of working on the film when he unexpectedly passed away, and the film premiered that fall, and I believe he died in July of that year. So another song that he wrote. If I should suddenly start to sing or stand on my head or anything, don't think that I've lost my senses. It's just that my happiness finally commences. The long, long ages of dull despair are turning into thin air. And suddenly it seems that I've become the happiest girl alive. Things are looking up. I've been looking the landscape over, and it's covered with four-leaf clover. All things are looking up since love looked up at me. Bitter was my cup, but no more will I be the mourner, for I've certainly turned the corner. All things are looking up since love looked up at me. See the sunbeams, everyone beams, just because of you. Love's in session, and my depression is unmistakably through. All things are looking up. It's a great little world we live in. Oh, I'm happy as a pup since love looked up at me. Love looked up at me. I love that song, and it's my favorite one in the film. But maybe you would recognize this next one. It's hard to imagine that you won't. This is A Foggy Day. Now remember, the film takes place in London. I was a stranger in the city, out of town were the people I knew. I had that feeling of self-pity, what to do, what to do, what to do. The outlook was decidedly blue. But as I walked through the foggy streets alone, it turned out to be the luckiest day I've known. Yeah. A foggy day in London town had me low, had me down. I viewed the morning with alarm. The British Museum had lost all its charm. How long, I wondered, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed. Then suddenly I saw you standing there, and in foggy London town the sun was shining everywhere. Take it away, Roy. Beep, 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 beep. How long, I wondered, could this thing last? But the age of miracles, it hadn't passed. Then suddenly are shining everywhere. Everywhere. Hi, Cyrus Alderwood. Thank you. Applause from the peanut gallery here. So, Fred Astaire is in London. He falls in love with this beautiful woman named, well, I don't remember what her name was. That's one for you. Does anybody know what her name was? Hi, Sarah Del Grasso, watching from Facebook. Hi, Normalized Audio. Good to have you back. He says, Daryl Hall has a song called Cab Driver about a London cab driver. Well, speaking of cab drivers, there's a scene in this movie, A Damsel in Distress, where Fred Astaire ends up in a cab with Joan Fontaine. And this is when he notices her, and he's totally taken, and he's just thrilled. And then she's whisked away as soon as she appears, and he realizes that nothing can get him down now because he's just met the most wonderful person. And it's called I Can't Be Bothered Now. And the full title is I'm Dancing, and I Can't Be Bothered Now. This is a great arrangement. This is Roy Dunlap accompanying me on piano, and this is an arrangement that we took from an Ella Fitzgerald recording. Hit it. Woo! Bad news, go away, call round someday in March or May. I can't be bothered now. My bonds and shares may fall downstairs. Who cares? Who cares? I'm dancing and I can't be bothered now. I'm up among the stars. On earthly things I frown. I'm throwing off the bars that held me down. I'll pay the piper when things are riper. Just now I shan't, because you see I'm dancing and I can't be bothered now. Yeah. I'm up among the stars. On earthly things I frown. I'm throwing off the bars that held me down. I'll pay the piper when things are riper. Just now I shan't, because you see I'm dancing and I can't be bothered now. I can't be bothered now. My bonds and shares may fall downstairs. Who cares? Who cares? Speaking of who cares, there's another wonderful Gershwin song that was not written for this musical, but I think Ira referenced it, his own song, in this song, and it's called Who Cares? You want to do that one? I love that tune. Now, Aaron said, I'm acting like he's the one playing piano. Well, he's hitting it, right? You are the musician for all intents and purposes here. Oh, yeah. Did Aaron have a DJ name? Did we ever assign a name to Aaron as a DJ? I think you didn't want one, but you just stepped in it now. The Dreamers are going to come up with a name for you. Hi, Kevin O'Hara. Yes, George Burns and Gracie Allen are also in A Damsel in Distress. He says, say goodnight, Gracie. That's right. George used to always say on his show, say goodnight, Gracie, and she would say, goodnight, Gracie. They were a hilarious couple and wonderful in this film. Now, often, Fred Astaire appeared with supporting actors, Edward Everett Horton, wonderful comedian, and another one, Eric Blore, and also Helen Broderick. And they often appeared in those Fred and Ginger films. But to change things up, RKO put Gracie and George Burns, Gracie Allen and George Burns in this film. And they're just absolutely delightful. And apparently it turned out that George Burns was a pretty good dancer. And he does tap dance in this film. If you haven't seen A Damsel in Distress, which we're talking about, I think you can rent it online. Of course, on Turner Classic Movies, you can watch it. It's there right now if you have a subscription. And I have no affiliation with the channel. I just love it. You can also watch it on YouTube and Amazon, I think. But while you're on YouTube, go ahead over to my page and hit subscribe. It's free to do so, and you can see all of the archived episodes and get notifications for new videos that I make, and I will be making more. David Kress, my goodness, says, I had the pleasure of meeting George Burns. 'Twas a funny story. Well, David, you can't just start the story and then not finish it, can you? Are you able to tell us any part of that story? We would love to know. All right, we're already getting names for Aaron as a DJ. The ultimate DJ. DJ Little Drummer Boy. DJ Drums. DJ Percussion. Aaron the Baron. That's pretty hip. This is Who Cares by George and Ira Gershwin. Let it rain and thunder, let a million firms go under. I am not concerned with stocks and bonds that I've been burned with. I love you and you love me, and that's how it should always be, and nothing else can ever mean a thing. Who cares what the public chatters? Love's the only thing that matters. Who cares if the sky cares to fall in the sea? Who cares what banks fell in Yonkers, as long as you've got a kiss that conquers? Why should I care? Life is one long jubilee, so long as I care for you and you care for me. Who cares how his story rates me? As long as your kiss intoxicates me, why should I care? Life is one long jubilee, so long as I care for you, and you care for me. Liz Lepoff says that is the ultimate Gershwin tune. I think so too. I'm such a huge fan of that song. The sound of Gershwin, the style in which he wrote, George, I mean, the music that he wrote sounds like those Art Deco buildings in New York City to me. When I first moved to New York, I lived in the Tribeca, Soho area, which is very busy during the day. Lots and lots of traffic, lots of tourist traffic, pedestrian traffic, vehicular traffic. But at nighttime, it really clears out because it's such a commercial area. And I would walk around the streets at night, and I would admire those Art Deco buildings in the distance, the Chrysler Building. And I would sing these songs to myself. It's a beautiful thing, the music that came out of New York, all these wonderful Broadway shows. So let's go back to A Damsel in Distress, which was based on a novel, and I'm not remembering who wrote the novel. It came out in 1919. I don't remember why I remember the year, but I don't remember who it is. And then ultimately became a play in 1928. Why I remember that, I don't know. So then the movie came out in 1937. And now I'll remind you that this took place in London. So I'm going to recite the verse to this song because I don't know the music to it. And then I'll sing the chorus for you. What made good Queen Bess such a great success? What made Wellington do what he did at Waterloo? What makes every Englishman a fighter through and through? It isn't roast beef or ale or home or mother. It's just a little thing they sing to one another. And Gracie Allen sang this in the movie. Stiff upper lip, stout fella, carry on, oh bean. Chin up, keep muddling through. Yeah, stiff upper lip, stout fella, dash it all I mean. Pip, pip, to the old man troubling, toodly-too. Carry on through thick and thin, if you feelin' right. Does the fighting spirit win? Quite. Oh, stiff upper lip, stout fella, when you're in a stew. Sober or blotto, this is your motto, keep muddling through. P.G. Wodehouse wrote the novel. Thanks, John McClure. Carry on through thick and thin if you feelin' right. Does the fighting spirit win? Quite. Stiff upper lip, stout fella, when you're in a stew. Sober or blotto, this is your motto, keep muddling Stiff upper lip, chap. Now we have a name, Aaron, that I think is a pretty good one. Lester suggests, oh no, he said Michael Kennedy suggested this. DJ Thirsty. What do you think? He thinks it's good. We're still looking for a name. Hi, Chris Hudson. Ruvitsu Scene says, with Houston weather as it is today, I got the window open with my eyes closed listening to you. And I'm so glad I visited today. Oh, thank you. And I'm so glad you tuned in. Hi, Marlon Cherry. Fred Astaire was in the 1968 film version of Finian's Rainbow, another fantastic musical. Do you have any of those Yip Harburg songs in your repertoire? Well, I only have Somewhere Over the Rainbow, Marlon. I don't have anything from Finian's Rainbow. And we did that one last week, but I don't see why we couldn't do it again. David Kress is now sharing his George Burns story. He met him at a hotel in Red Bank, New Jersey. It was a popular spot for actors performing in New York City. He was sitting with some folks around the pool, and David got the muster to go up to him, and George was just welcoming. David did an impression of Henny Youngman for him, and he kept talking with him for almost 30 minutes. David, that's amazing. You impressed George Burns. I love that story. That's fantastic. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's a great story. I love George Burns. That's really cool. Oh, I've forgotten the opening verse, but keep it going, Aaron. Ba ba da da da. Heaven opens it something lane. Da 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 da. Da 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 skyway. Da 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 da. Da da ba da 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 da. Na 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 na. Well, the music is beautiful anyway. Ba ba da. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dream that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, away above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Bluebirds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow. Roy's soloing now. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? I hope you'll forgive me for forgetting the verse, the intro verse. Hi, Sean Coakley. All right, I see another request. But I can't find who made it. Somebody asked for me to sing Oh My Love for Blaine. Gary? Yes, I'll be happy to sing this. This is for you, Blaine. A song that I wrote that premiered on my album, The Big Picture. This is Oh My Love. Oh, my love, how can I show my love? It's not enough just to kiss you. Oh, it's not enough to hold you in my arms. Oh, it's not enough to tell you of your charms. And tonight, more than the Paris lights, how you sparkle and shine. Oh, my love, what to do to show my love for you and to thank you for being mine. Oh, my love, what to do to show my love for you and to thank you for being mine. Oh, 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 my love. Oh, had such a great time with you this evening. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you for purchasing your tickets for the show tonight at cat.live. It's so wonderful to connect with you and sing for you. And don't forget, next week and the following week, there will be no Cat Edmonson show. So please do tune in and check out some of the archives if you're just hankering for the group. And we'll see you. I guess that following week is when, Aaron? The first week in June. We'll see you then on such a night in June. And now I'm going to leave you with this recent song that I wrote in March and recorded. And thank you, Ilana Dudasic, for mentioning or kind of referring to this song. Thank you all for tuning in. Eric Peterson, Lynn Sandeman, Sandy DeStefano, Kevin O'Hara, Tacey Heald, Scott Brandon, Deborah Shepard-Willett, Shannon Brackett, Sarah Del Gross, Thomas and Lester, Citizen Debs, Normalized Audio, George McCarthy, Charlotte, Isabel. Hey, Isabel, have a great birthday this week. We'll be thinking of you. Kevin Walter, Miguel Miranda, Leslie and Carl. This is If You're Scared. Good night, everybody. Bum, 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 just a bad dream. That's all, that's what you hope someone might say to make it go away, but it ain't going. And your fears are growing shadows on your wall, setting traps so that you might fall. Oh, maybe it's all too much for you to bear. Oh, and maybe you feel uncertain and unprepared. There, if you're scared and nothing will console you, call on me and I will be right there. When the situation isn't fair, I will hold you when it's cold out. People have sold you out for fairer weather when you can't keep it together. Oh, maybe it's all too much for you to bear. Oh, and maybe you feel uncertain and unprepared. There, if you're scared and nothing will console you, call on me and I will be right there. When the situation isn't fair, I will hold you if you're scared. I would if I could make it go away. I'd fix it up and make it better than it was before. I'd take the whole thing on so you wouldn't have to face it. But it seems all I can do is help you to embrace it. So let's face it. Together, and even when I can't be near, you know that I am here. If you're scared and nothing will console you, call on upon a star. Makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dreams, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do. Come true.